Welcome everybody to another episode of Banter with the Bear. I'm your host, Stevie 10 Bears. We're doing something a little bit different today. For those of you who are watching on YouTube or any of those platforms, you'll see that I am on the other side of the table today. So one could say the tables have turned. So I am here with my friend Adrian Saucedo. Me and Adrian go back a long time and a long way. Adrian, as you can see, is of Mexican descent.
Hi,
Hola.
Mexican. Hola. ¿Cómo estás?
¿Cómo estás? Muy bien.
Muy bien. Oh, shit.
Gracias.
You're good.
Hablo español poquito.
Muy poquito.
Muy poquito.
Sí.
So, this podcast is usually called Banter with the Bear, but today, because in honor of Adrian's heritage, it is Banter with the Bean.
It never gets old.
It never gets old.
It never gets old.
It just came to me. I didn't sit up writing that or anything. It just.
Well, let's talk about it some
Let's
more.
have a talk about it.
That's right. Crying over
If any
here.
of you guys can sense a little bit of underlying racism, you are absolutely right. But me and Adrian go back a long way, and we joke pretty much every day about things like that. We go back and forth. He thinks that I have corned beef and cabbage for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and tea. You're probably right as well.
Yeah, I think I am maybe right a little bit. And I think Stevie thinks that I have tortillas and quesadillas.
Anyway, so Adrian is the host today. I just wanted to fill you guys in on what was going on. So yeah, I am the interviewee today, and Adrian is the interviewer. We have nothing prepared, evidently. So yeah, I'm going to hand you over to El Hosto.
El Hosto, hello. I'm El Mexicano. El Hosto of Banter with the Bean. It's like a runaway train. I
love it.
El runaway train, oh, never come. You guys missed it. He almost choked on his coffee over there. Welcome everybody. Welcome. Banter with the Albino. I am also the host of upcoming podcast, Random Thoughts, Interesting People. And thank you, Stevie, for having me on Banter with the Bear, or Banter with El Bean.
You're very welcome, man. Thanks for all your help. What people didn't see or hear beforehand was the scrambling for the last 2 hours to get everything working. We got some new equipment, we got some new lights, some new sound gear, all of that kind of stuff. So trying to get everything hooked up and talking to one another is pretty stressful.
You know, and I got to tell you, man, now that the dust is kind of settled now, you know, he's right, absolutely right. You guys missed a frantic scramble around to try to get this together, and I really appreciate Stevie's hard effort and also involvement in the community as well. And so yeah, I'm really honored to be on Banter with the Bear. I appreciate it. And yeah, so let's get right into it. Actually, what Stevie doesn't know is while he was running around like us Americans say, like a chicken with your head cut off. Oh, yeah, I actually wrote down some things right here. So Stevie has not even seen this list right here that I have on my phone right in front of me. And so I'm just going to kind of sort of,
it's in Spanish anyway, so I wouldn't be able to read it.
Yeah, and I, you know, I don't know how to write in Gaelic either, so it's you know, I guess we're both screwed. I think producer Nathan's about ready to fall out of his chair in the control room. Yeah, it's good stuff here, right?
There's too much racism in this. I don't even know if it's going to make the cut.
It's just not going to make the cut.
We'll just keep going.
Just keep going. So, you know, welcome everybody who's watching, especially out there. If you're on the channel, Banter with the Bear, subscribe, like, and if you haven't already, great channel so far. You've got some really good guests right out the gate with Steve Green.
Steve Brown.
Brown Green. I don't even know what I'm so sorry, Steve. Green. Yeah, Green Brown. No, actually I enjoyed that episode. That was a really good episode. That really you guys really got into some deep stuff there. And so yeah, that was, I think,
but also a lot of nonsense as well, which is great. That's the way friends should be talking to one another. I feel.
Exactly. Yeah, absolutely. So it was a great flow. So yeah, just saying what's up to everybody out there in the audience who's watching this channel. It's really
or listening.
People
listen too, so you can talk like
sometimes.
This. ASMR. ASMR.
Oh wow.
ASMR.
Amore. Now we're in Français. So let's talk about a little bit about your podcast, upcoming stuff. You've got some new equipment in the studio, and you've got some guests that are probably lined up, and you just got done doing some interviews, and I think you're getting up there in the subscribe. You've got some subscribers, and you've got quite a few views out there already.
Yeah,
so
the channel's going pretty well for something that's still in its infancy. My good friend Greg Fisher, he was on one of the episodes, and he is a actual YouTuber and a very successful one, and he very kindly sat down with me and showed me how to read the analytics of videos.
Oh, that's great.
So you're able to tell, who's watching, where they're, dropping off, where they're rewinding, all of that kind of stuff. So, I am putting a lot of thought and care into what I'm talking about, because the whole thing with the podcast is, I want it to be a conversation just like this is here. It's a back and forth thing.
Right.
I don't want me sitting across the table and just going, tell me what happened on this date. Tell me this, tell me that, tell me that. So you want it to feel natural. So when I go back and look at all of these analytics, the genuine stuff that, for instance, me and Steve were talking about, drummers and being on stage and that, you can see a spike in these analytics where people either rewind it, watch it again, or when they watch it a separate time, they'll automatically skip to that part.
Right.
So when you're looking at these things, and it's the same thing with Greg, we were able to tell on his video that when we started talking about doing, ironically, YouTube videos and the editing and the analytics that go into it, people were rewinding on those parts.
Oh, interesting.
Which, yeah, so there is a lot of thought that go into it, but at the same time, I want it to be a conversation where it's natural. So there's a fine line between. Now, I have some stuff prepared that I want to ask guests and things like that. I would be silly if I didn't kind of do my homework. But the likes of Steve. I didn't really. It was just catching up with a friend and things like that. So the next guest that I have after today, obviously, is an airline pilot, a retired airline pilot for I think 38 years.
Oh wow, that's interesting.
Yeah. So master pilot, is that what you call them? I don't know.
I have no idea.
But I'm a big plane geek.
That's right.
So I'm looking forward to.
So you actually took. I don't think we've ever talked about this ever. You actually took some flying lessons. Yeah. So how was that? Like the first time?
I'm still alive, so it went all right.
Yeah, right. You still hear, you still have all your digits.
Just about.
Yeah. Any?
No, it's
trauma. No.
I've always wanted to be a pilot, and I think some stage in my life I had to kind of not give up on the dream of that. It's a wrong thing. When you're a kid, what do you want to be? An astronaut? This, that, the other.
Sure.
I was playing sport, soccer and Irish sports too. And then I was in a band all through my teen years, I played semi-professional soccer, and I always wanted to be a pilot. Over here, you have more chance of yourself being a pilot in America, because you can join the Air Force, and then hopefully, if all your aptitude tests and physical tests are good enough, well, then you could be trained to be a pilot.
Okay.
And I do know some people that have gone that route, that were pilots in the Air Force, exceptional pilots, and then when they're out of the Air Force, they can go and do their jets. Whereas in Ireland, our Air Force is called the Air Corps, and I think there's only 12 applicants every 4 years, something like that.
Wow. Only 12 every. Wow. That's interesting.
Although I do know somebody that did make the cut, and I think he is a pilot for the Coast Guard.
Okay.
He flies a helicopter. So yeah, I've always wanted to be up in the sky. I think I'll continue. It's just an expensive kind of hobby, especially if you don't own a plane. So I don't really drink anymore, and I don't party like that. So it could be spent worse ways.
Yeah, that's true.
I haven't been up in the air probably 7-8 months.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So yeah, we'll see.
So it's something I think I just like I said, we've never talked about it, and I think it's just something I saw on social media. Some post, I think you posted a video or something about you.
I think I went live.
Is that what you did? Okay, you went live or something like that.
I don't know about I know you can't have your phone when you're in the car, but I don't know how legal that is when you're flying a plane. So
no
maybe
idea.
I shouldn't have said that.
Yeah, right. The truth is coming out. Okay. So one of the things I actually jotted down here. I have a few things here. Is how we met. In the music scene, and how we became good friends by just hanging out, and actually I have a story here. Is when a lot of people don't know it.
It's not going to get me canceled, is it?
Oh yeah, actually, the dirt on Stevie here. No, this was actually when we were all when I was staying with you guys out in Plumas Lake, and so go with me on this. This is how it starts. So you remember our bedrooms were like in the back of the house, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's like the maid's quarters way in the fucking back. So my room was also the office, right? And there was a phone. Was there a phone in there? I remember we were drinking a lot back. I was drinking a lot back then. So I remember one morning I wake up, or maybe you woke me up, and I was just hungover as all shit. I mean, I was just fucked off. So you wake me up and you go, "Hey, I need you to call Walmart." I'm like, "The fuck do you mean call Walmart?"
I don't remember this. I have no clue what you're about to say.
This is great. But you're like, and this kind of proves kind of a point that I'm about to bring up right here. So you wake me up and you go, "Call Walmart." And I go, "What the fuck you mean call Walmart?" Yeah, call Walmart and ask about the pool. Because you guys, I guess you and Paulie ordered a pool, right? I remember the pool.
Yeah,
okay. So you're like, "Call Walmart and ask about the pool." I'm like, "You fucking call Walmart and ask about the pool." So we kind of had like this little bit of an argument. I'm just hungover. I'm like, "God damn, why the fuck do you want me to call Walmart and ask about the pool?" You're like, "Because they're not going to understand what I'm saying,
Yeah.
And I'm like, "I understand what you're saying, But see, we hung out so long that I didn't hear the Irish accent.
Yeah.
So it was like we were such good friends at that point in time that I never, I still don't, So you kind of like this little argument ensued, and then you're like, "Fine, I'll fucking call Walmart." So you get on the phone, you call Walmart, you put it on speakerphone, and you're looking at me, and you go, "Yeah, I'd like to inquire about our pool." And you could hear it was Linda Walmart. Yeah, I'm gonna rag on Linda Walmart a little bit, but yeah, so it was Linda Walmart, and you hear this voice out the other end going, "Yeah, what? What are you talking about?" Yeah. I'm asking about the pool, and what do you mean the pool? I'm like, oh, the pool. I'm like, you look at me, and you're like, you see what I'm fucking talking about? They don't understand what the fuck I'm saying.
Look, I don't even remember that, man.
Yeah, that was anyway, that was kind of a funny story that but anyway, we got the pool, and yeah, that was probably the highlight of our summer. We're broke as shit. Couldn't hardly afford maybe like one meal a day, I think, or something.
I remember being in that pool and I was looking at the stars and I'm like, we're getting overtaken by UFOs. Because I looked up and there was lights and then another light lit behind it, right in a straight line, and then right in a straight line after that. Then it was like 4 lights.
Wow.
In a straight line.
Wow.
And I freaked out. And then I realized we're in the flight line for Stack Airport.
Right.
So it was just it was just the planes turning on their landing lights.
Oh wow, that's funny.
Man, that was a good time out there.
Yeah, we had
that's a long time ago, man.
That was
12 years ago
yeah,
now.
Something like
11
that.
years ago.
Yeah, that was quite a while ago. Yeah, I don't know why that story just came to me. That's just something I had to share. But
that's the truth. I've slowed down my speech, and it's kind of generic. People can still hear, obviously, that I'm Irish, but anybody that listens to me back home will say, "Oh, you turn into American." Sound like an American.
Really?
Yeah,
really. Wow.
Yeah. And then if I have to call anywhere with I do have a generic American voice that will work with voice activated things. Same thing with
really?
in Starbucks or anything like that where it's a drive-through thing.
Yeah.
I'll have to do this to avoid I just want a quick transaction of whatever it is so I can go on my way. I don't want
any any bullshit.
Yeah. And then, my wife Dolores laughs at me because she knows and she can hear me getting frustrated with the automated system and everything. And
and these are things I didn't really, I never really, I guess, understood until we became friends, and even so, years later, I still, I don't even hear the accent at all. I do hear you call me a Beano here once in a while.
I never said that.
No, I mean,
I never said that. We edited that bit out. Do you not remember?
Yeah, right. Okay.
Edito.
So, Institute of Rock. From conception to now, did you see it becoming what it is, having a podcast studio? I mean, when you started Institute of Rock, did you see yourself doing podcasts, doing interviews with people, where you are now? Or did you see yourself, just opening up a music institute and, instructing?
No, I didn't see myself as such being the way it is now and in the gravity that it is, but I always felt like I had a way to communicate with people. I always felt like I have decent conversations with people, whether it be strangers or friends or anything like that. And I felt that as soon as the podcast thing came out, I thought I might be good at it. But everybody does. I mean, if you're a nice person, you have good conversations with people. If you put a little bit out there and you're genuine with somebody, well, then they'll be genuine in return, right?
Right.
But in regards to having the actual podcast suite and the recording studio, that kind of was always a dream of mine to have a studio. But then when this place came along, and shout out to Zach and Candace King, they own this building and they've been supportive for me and what I'm doing from day one. And they really encouraged me to, bite the bullet, so to speak, and then set it up. So there's 3 rooms here. They're soundproof for the most part. And so I only had room one up and running for just over a year, and I was solely doing lessons here on my own on multiple instruments. So I used the money then from that year that I was making, and eventually just started chipping away at these two other rooms. And that soundproof glass that's in separating this room and the next room, a friend of mine, shout out to Craig, he is a carpenter but a window guy. And when I told him the idea, I said, hey, where can I go and get glass? I'm thinking about knocking a wall in between it, and I want soundproof glass. And he goes, dude, I've got 3 panels sitting in my lockup for the last 10 years. Got them, they were left over from a job, sound abatement job for Sacramento Airport. And
wow, that's interesting. They're just
so he's
hanging
like,
out.
Yeah, he says, like, what size? And I says, well, what size are the windows? So he came round and he knew what size his panels were, and then he framed out the window, and so everything kind of just snowballed into the into what it is today. And then also what people don't realize unless you follow him or you follow us, there's a guy called Johnny Craig, and he was the singer of Dance Gavin Dance and some other famous acts. But you don't know the story, do you?
No, actually I don't. No, this is the first time I'm hearing this.
So he basically there was something in his past where when he was before he got sober and stuff, something about laptops, and he was saying he was selling laptops or a MacBook or something like that, and then he taking money and then going partying or whatever. But like, he's sober now and everything, and he basically donated a lot of equipment for here, and that was the thing. He wanted to do good, and they knew that I was trying to build a studio here, and they basically said, what do you need? And I gave him a list of stuff, and bought some stuff here. The computer that we powered the studio off was sponsored by Johnny Craig, the speakers inside, and just everything kind of just happened for a reason. I got a phone call here when these 2 rooms were just dirt and drywall was gone, and there was the insulation here. There was no power in it, and the windows weren't put in, and they came around to do an interview, and me and Johnny sat in that room next door, and it was just a building site, and talked about the vision for the place and what it was. And then all of a sudden, a year later, then we're sitting in this room. So he'll come back and he'll do the podcast too. But I don't know, man. It's just the support from people is overwhelming sometimes, and I like to give back to the community. And the thing with the studio, especially, and the podcast thing is this room is set up for cameras too. So there's HDMI that are built in the walls.
Right.
The same thing with localized power for things, because these days the kids want to be on YouTube. Oh, I want to do YouTube. I want to do a drum video, or I want to whatever it is.
And you're able to now accommodate that.
Facilitate, so back when we were learning, it was like, I want to get into a studio and record, our album or whatever it is. And I started recording onto tape, big task cams and the reel to reel. That's how long I'm in the studio. And this is before recording music became a physical thing, as in you're looking at it with your eyes.
Right.
Whereas back then there was no screens when you were editing or you're punching in anything like that. It's all by ear.
By just ear and listening.
Now we record it, and then we're physically editing things and moving things, and we're looking at multiple screens at any one time.
Right.
But yeah, it's a one-stop. I like to think it is a one-stop shop where the kids can come in, learn an instrument, eventually work their way up to being able to record an instrument. A lot of them now want to be involved in the recording process, so we let them behind the desk and kind of facilitate them in that way and show them what to do, so they're recording their own stuff. We have the capabilities now with technology. I can send the kids home with a mix and let them mix it themselves on their iPad or whatever it is.
Right.
And then when they're ready, if they want to come do a YouTube video, we set up, be it drums or whatever, in this room. And this is like a multi-purpose room. So as soon as the podcasts usually are over, it's stripped back to, being a live room. So I think we're doing drums next week. So this room will be bare, and then there'll be a drum kit in here, and it'll be all wired up, ready to go. And
that's great, man. That's great that you've come to that point now, and if you've got support of the local community as well, and this whole thing's grown into what it is. You had last year C Street shutdown, and that was in May, I believe.
Yeah, I think it was the 1st of May last year.
1st of May. Okay. So, and I remember
it was the 1st of June.
It was the 1st of June.
Yeah.
Okay, that's right. Yeah. So I remember being involved in that and just seeing just parents and kids, and it was a great event, man. It was. I thought it went over very well, and so now you're going to do it again this year.
Yeah, it's going to be on May 17th, Saturday. We are shutting down 4 blocks of Marysville here. We've got the support of the city. They'll shut off the street for us, and the cops and the fire and all of that are all well aware of what's going on. But we're doing it a little bit bigger this year. We'll put a big stage out in the middle of the street outside the school. We'll have the kids perform on the street, on the stage on the street. So the whole thing, why I want the kids to play on the stage, is because it completely transcends learning an instrument. Not just about having the guts to get up on stage when you learn your instrument. That's a lot of it. But the amount of confidence they get that they take away off the stage and away from the school when they do something like that, because your gut instinct is to tell you, no, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. When you don't know what to expect, something like that is horrifically nerve-wracking,
Right.
So I asked the kids weeks before it, as soon as the show was booked, hey, we booked the show. Are you ready to play? No, I don't want it. And I go, that's the right answer, because you're not ready. Okay, that is the correct answer. If you say, yeah, let's go, well then I'm the one that's going to be nervous, because you're not realizing the gravity of the whole situation, because you're not ready. So I try to tell them, when they haven't done it before, I go, you're going to be nervous now. You're going to be nervous all the way leading up to it. The night before, you get super nervous. You're standing waiting to go on the side of the stage. You're nervous. You get on stage, pick up your instrument or sit behind your drum set. You're still nervous. Start playing the song. You're still nervous. All of a sudden, that nervous turns into, oh, I'm doing it. I'm actually doing it.
Right.
I'm doing it. I'm doing it. And then it's boom. I did it. It's gone. And I say, then before you get off that stage, you're going to be asking me, can I do another song? Or when's the next one? And that happens to them all. So I don't think of myself as a life coach or anything like that. But with kids, it's with the music thing, it's so much more than that. You're giving them more than just their instrument and getting them up on stage. Because I've had kids that are, super shy, and now they're out talking to people and ordering their own meals and things like that when they go to a restaurant, which is completely alien for them before they do that. Now, I'm not saying I'm the sole reason for that. They grow up, obviously, and they grow into themselves, but definitely the things that we discuss in lessons and in class leading up to the show then is the turning point, the hill.
It's like you've awakened a part of them that
it's
always
in
there.
us all. It's in us all. We perform. We've done thousands of concerts, so we know. Still get nervous. There's some days where I'm like, okay, I've done this thousands of times, but when you're able to comfort yourself and reassure yourself, that's fine. But we do that on a daily basis with other things we don't want to do, or that might be nerve wracking or whatever it is. So it's just skills that they're going to take through life for the rest of their life. But anyway, back to the shutdown. We're going to let them get up and do their thing on stage. We also have a talent show that's running across the 3 counties. We've got a car show. We've got bounce houses or bouncy castles, as we call them, water slides. We have a dunk tank.
You have a dunk tank as well.
Yeah.
So, okay, let's go back to the dunk tank. What else besides the dunk tank do you have?
We got lots of street games.
Okay.
Vendors, food trucks. I don't know. Am I forgetting anything else? There's loads of stuff happening, and then we're teaming up with some other schools in the area that are probably going to do like art installments and things like that too.
Oh, that's great. That's great. So this is obviously hoping to be one of the biggest community events here in downtown Marysville that is involving a lot of the kids in the area, and it's something for the kids to come out and do. What time does this whole event start at?
It starts at noon and it finishes at 10 p.m.
Okay.
So we've got the school kids from here doing their show. We've got the talent show, and then we're going to have bands and performers from the area too then, playing before our kids play, and then also after, and then into the nighttime. So the whole thing is free. Everything we're trying to keep free. So we are, seeking sponsorship from businesses in the area. We want to keep it free. We don't want to have to charge anybody in, but at the same time, when you're doing something on scale like that, everything costs money. As soon as you shut the street down, it's costing you money. And then everything has to be done by the book, by the bathrooms and trash cans and just, stuff that you need. Mm-hmm. But it's all, like everybody, everything costs money.
Of course. Yeah. So I'd like to take this moment to call out to people who are interested in sponsoring this event, C Street Shutdown, to get a hold of Stevie. If you are interested in attending the event starts at noon. And also, you did mention a dunk tank.
Yeah.
So anybody in particular in the hot seat? Are you going to be?
Yeah, I'll be there.
You're going to be in the dunk tank.
We are going to put a schedule up. We're hoping to do it. Obviously, I don't want anybody in the dunk tank when it's dark and cold, but
right.
The middle of May, it should be nice. So
sure.
Every 30 minutes, somebody's getting swapped out, and then if you want to go on it too,
why not?
Yeah,
why not?
So, I think that'll be fun.
Yeah, I'd love to do it.
There's I don't want to give out any names, but there's some people that they came forward and said, you know what, I think people would love to dunk me in a tank. Can I be part of it? And I said, absolutely.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
And I know there's probably some people out there that want to dunk me, so come along and
I'm going to be
you buy
first
all the
in
tickets.
Line. I'm going to be buying a whole string of tickets.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah. So, again, I am going to call out to the community out there. Anybody who wants to sponsor this event, it's mainly for the kids. It's for the kids. It's for the community as well. It's going to benefit everybody. Any support that the Institute of Rock gets is going to be passed on through the kids, and kids are going to grow up someday and have their own kids, and hopefully this just keeps doing the rinse and repeat thing, and thank you for being a huge part of this. This is
Thanks,
this is a really this is a great thing. This is something that this community has needed for a long time. I was born in Yuba City, and I'm still in Yuba City. But yeah, and I've seen a lot of things come and go through here. But Institute of Rock, when it popped up, I thought, you know what, that's something special, and that's no BS at all, man.
Thanks, man. I appreciate
that's something special. That's something that, I mean, there's been many music stores around that have provided instruction, and I've actually taken some instruction from some people who worked at music stores. And
you wouldn't think it, man. I heard you playing the piano there about 20 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Did you keep your receipt?
What's that?
Did you keep your receipt for those lessons? Because
For the receipt, yeah,
for my money back.
I did, but they weren't in Spanish, so you know, you're gonna have to rewrite that. Yeah, but it's yeah. So Institute of Rock has been a good thing for the area. So it's a shout out to other people in the area, E&J's Music Lounge as well.
Yeah.
Her good friend
Justin and Ezzy
Justin
and
Rankin.
everybody at the store. Love you guys. Thank you for your support.
That's
As
right.
well, what people don't know is that all the instruments that are bought by the students here are bought at E&J's. Justin looks after everybody that comes through the door, so I appreciate that.
That's great.
Any guitars, anything like that we have to be worked on here, Justin looks after them. He also sponsored raffle prizes for last year's event, and he'll probably do it this year too.
Mhm.
So we do run I forgot to say that we do run a raffle.
Oh, okay. That's great.
Yeah, and we have some decent prizes as well this year so far. But the kids, they sell tickets and they keep half of the money, and the rest of it goes into the raffle and the event. So rather than, you know, sell tickets or anything like that, the kids are able to make some money. And then it's a kind of, it's almost like their payment.
That's great. So
The show.
so they're actually gonna get some of the money as well, and then yeah, wow, that's great that you're doing that for them. It actually makes them feel.
One kid last year, I think he made like $250 himself.
My God.
I'm like, I need that job.
Yeah, right.
I'll just come and yeah. But obviously he hustled the tickets, but
Yeah.
that kind of job, he just rocked up with his ukulele when it was time to played a song, left $250.
Wow.
One song.
Wow.
That's
that's better than what we're
Right.
doing. Was it like 3 minutes or something like that?
Yeah.
Wow, $250 for 3 minutes. Man, that's almost $100 a minute. Yeah, that kid's going places.
That's nearly $100 a string.
That's
And the ukulele, right?
That is.
Yeah,
that's
played
true.
3 strings anyway, so that's
Yeah.
about $100.
Let's talk about that instrument. I actually walked by it in the music room right there. What's that instrument actually called? Is it
Called a Loog guitar.
It's called a Loog? Okay.
Loog.
Okay.
And they're starting to get really big. They're 2 acoustic ones that I got. But then there's this little kid that I teach guitar, or I did, and I think he was like 4. He just turned 4, and he rocked in with his little cons and his little mohawk sunglasses, and he took an electric version now, and it was like a Strat, and there's only 3 strings on it. And they're tuned to, last 3 strings on the guitar is G, B, and E, right?
Right.
And that's what they are. They're the highest strings on the guitar, tuned exactly the same. And he rocks in. He's got a little white amp, plugs it in, hits the overdrive, and just clang, 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 clang.
Wow.
And obviously,
Wow.
the all the chords are different, but the great little job, man. It comes with cards that will show you each one of the chords, and it's all directed at younger kids, so
Sure.
it's all colorful and things. And then there's an actual QR code where there's an app. And it'll show you then how to play it. And
Oh, that's wild,
So
man.
I just got them a few days ago. So
Huh.
there's some kids I have in mind then that I'll show them, because kids come in wanting to play the guitar, and then you stick one of those strats or whatever we have.
Mhm.
That's another thing here at the school. Everything in the school is playable. There's nothing out of bounds, even the expensive guitars on the walls. Obviously, I'm not just going to hand them to a tiny little kid, but we loan out stuff. We have multiple keyboards that are loaned out, multiple guitars loaned out, ukuleles. So we want the kids to come and be able to pick something off the wall and actually sit down and play it, or the drums or whatever it is. So, but those little Lou guitars, man, I think they're starting to get really, really big, and they're great for kids because they're small, and even for adults, you can get a good sound out of them.
Yeah, it's a wild looking little instrument. It caught my eye. I walked by it. I'm like, is that a no? That's 3 strings.
Yeah.
Uno, dos, tres.
Oh no, it's stringos.
Yeah, stringos.
Tres stringos.
Tres stringos. That sounds like a band name. Let's do an off the wall question here. I'm gonna throw one at you.
They've all been off the wall.
Yeah, I know, right? And you had no idea I was gonna go do what I was doing here. So I'm just gonna pick up the phone here and go. Let's pick this one right here. Okay. What would the title be? What would the title of a book about you be if it were your worst enemy writing it? Dun, 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 dun,
What would the title be? Am I allowed cuss on this show?
Yeah.
What a fucking prick!
What a fucking prick!
What a fucking prick! I think I don't
see
know.
that.
I'm sure I do have enemies. We couldn't tell you them offhand, but everybody has enemies, right? Or at least you don't think that you're their enemy,
Right.
but they obviously think that. So I don't know. Maybe I make fun of people in jest, as you know. So maybe somebody might get rubbed up the wrong way like that. I don't know.
I don't know. I just I don't see it. What a prick, huh? I don't know.
What a fucking prick.
prick. Oh.
.com.
What a fucking prick.com. .com. Let's do one more. Okay, here we go. Favorite color, go.
Black.
Black. Why? No, just cause.
Yeah. Apparently it's an absence of color. And a funny story, because my mother, God rest her, she loved Donny Osmond. Loved
Really?
him her whole life, right?
Wow. Okay.
Idolized her. Still to this day, and it'll never be changed because she's dead, but her profile picture on Facebook is her meeting Donny Osmond, not of her kids or of her grandkids or anything like that. It's her meeting Donny Osmond. And she would laugh about it too if she was watching this.
Wow.
But she had said that Donny Osmond always wears black because it hides the sweat on stage.
Interesting.
And that made sense.
That
and
does
then
make
if you look
sense.
at him now, he's getting on in years. And actually, he just played out here at the Hard Rock. wouldn't say I would have loved to go see him, but I just, as a mark of respect or whatever.
Right.
But yeah, he hides sweat because of the black. Green is my favorite color for obvious reasons, but black and green, that's a great mix. My custom drum kit is
green.
green and black.
Yeah, it is. It is. That's true. Very, very true.
What's your favorite color?
Blue. It's always been blue,
Yeah.
and it's because it was my father's favorite color. I don't know why he picked blue, but they was just blue. That was his favorite color. So I grew up, obviously wanted to be like Dad, and his favorite color was blue, and I'm like, well, then that's my favorite color, and it's always been
By
blue.
default.
Pretty much by default.
Yep.
Also why I'm a Cowboys fan, I guess. I'm a Dallas Cowboys fan by default.
You ever seen them play?
Dallas Cowboys?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. In fact, I shout out to our good friend Roper.
Right.
Last Dallas Cowboys game I attended at the Niners Stadium was with Roper,
Oh, nice.
and we won.
Oh yeah, I say he loved that.
Yeah, there's a picture.
He was calling you all sorts.
Man. It was that was back when I was drinking.
I'd say you had a great time though.
Oh yeah, I had a wonderful time. I mean, what a game to actually go to. I mean, it's my team. He's a die hard Niners fan, as you know. I mean, it is I'll kind of stop there, but yeah, emotions sometimes come out, and it's so that was a very that was kind of a quiet train ride home.
Oh, yeah, I can imagine.
So we'd considering all the partying we did on the way up there. So it's actually we went on the Amtrak train. Got on at 9 a.m. with an 18-pack of beer, and that's how we started our morning. And all the way there, and then the Niners lost, and I I kept celebrating, and but anyway, it was a quiet ride home. Yeah, but that's all I got. I'm in the hot seat. You're in the hot seat.
I'm in the hot seat. So what people don't know about us is that we used to work at the same car auto shop, right?
That's right. Yeah,
fixing cars
for our good buddy Dave.
Dave Chunstudy. That was a hoot.
That was actually that was a really, really fun time. I mean, there were so many mornings. I know we both didn't want to wake up and go to work, but
got there.
Yeah,
it's so wild to think that at one stage, me and you were working out there. I hope everybody's car is still working. Disclaimer.
Just some of the I remember so many cars going through, and so many things, like we had our mechanics hats on, maybe sideways.
Remember that school bus that was out there? No,
the school bus. I don't remember this. I remember the van.
Which van?
That van that was owned by a plumbing company or some shit.
Oh,
I think it was so cursed. Oh my god, the school bus. I don't remember the school bus.
The school bus was a short one. It wasn't actually used for school anymore.
Okay,
I think it was used to I don't know, but I do remember I had to take it for a test drive, and then somebody see me in the thing and literally just shouting out, "What the fuck are you up to? How the fuck did you get a fucking school bus
from riding in the short bus to driving the short bus?"
Exactly. Yeah, you should be in the back, not in the front. With the fucking steering wheel.
Oh my god! So was the steering wheel just you leaning over the steering wheel,
holding it like this, feeding it through your hands. Yeah, that was a place with some laugh, man.
Oh man, that was it was like mornings would start out. I'd get there, and we'd both be half asleep, and first thing we would do is walk in the office, say hi to Dave, and then walk across the street,
get coffee,
and then Dave's like, "God damn, you guys, it's already 8:05, and you guys are already getting coffee,
Yep.
Aren't you supposed to be working?" But yeah, we'd and then test driving vehicles. That was also man, I can't remember.
Also, the speed limit. We always did the speed limit.
We always did the speed limit.
In customers' cars.
Yeah, we were very, very careful.
Very careful.
Very, yeah. Yeah. That was so a shout out to our good buddy David Chunsteady. He's watching this and probably shaking his head, going, "These fucking guys."
So how many bands are you in these days?
How many bands? I'm in one right now. Cold Pizza, and it's kind of nice. It's an acoustic duo, and it's kind of nice being in just an acoustic band right now. I think I have to say that I've had some of the most fun being in an acoustic duo, and so I'm in an acoustic duo for those of you who don't know Cold Pizza. It's David Walsh from who's the lead guitarist, one of the guitarists for Seasons Within. He's also in other projects, Amanda Gray and Whiskey Savage, so on and so forth. Very talented guy, and the whole focus about Cold Pizza is the vocal harmonies. We like to do things that a lot of people aren't doing in the area, and so we focus on that. And it's been fun. It's been so much fun. So it's just one for now. I've got a few on the shelf, but I'm just having fun right now, man, with the one, and I'm gonna hang on to that as long as I can. I know that in the future I'll probably break down and pull another one off the shelf and do another project or 2 or 3. But yeah, right now it's just Cold Pizza, and that's where I'm at. So
you're gonna get a podcast together yourself, right?
I am, yeah. So I've got right now. I've got we're in the middle of actually the tail end of shooting Random Thoughts and Interesting People with Tyler Johnson of Tyler and Co Films. And in fact, we just shot our second to the last episode today, and right here in Marysville, actually down the street from here. And so yeah, that's up and coming. The channel's already out there. We just haven't put any of the new content out there quite yet. I don't want to shout out the release date yet. I think I'll probably shout that out here in the next week or so. And as soon as I do, then episodes will be flowing out. So that's one that's coming out. The other one too is an audio podcast, and so Random Thoughts, Interesting People is more community based. It's about getting to know the people in your community. Obviously, you were one of the guests. I think you were episode 3 or 4. So look out for that episode as well out there when it comes out. And I'm also going to be doing a audio podcast that is going to be uncensored, completely uncensored. No rules on that one. And yeah, so that one's going to be complete opposite of the Random Thoughts, Interesting People. And I might people might not might view me differently after that one, but I mean, I'm just having fun with it, man, and so yeah, that's where I'm at with that.
Sweet.
Yeah, well, appreciate you having me on and letting me pick your brain and tell embarrassing stories and shit like that.
Hopefully none of them were too embarrassing.
No, it's all good. Yeah.
But yeah, thanks for coming on and taking the hot seat for a while. Then let's test out all of this new gear. Hopefully we got everything recorded and looks and sounds good. But if not, we won't do this again.
That's right. We just go in the
Once
garbage.
off. That's it.
Yeah.
El Trasho.
El Trasho. One offo.
All right, guys. Thank you very much for listening. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much to Adrian. Thank you very much to our producer Nate that's in behind the glass there, pressing all the buttons. Yeah, so check out Random Thoughts and Interesting People. And if you haven't already, like and subscribe to Banter with the Bear and stay tuned for more episodes. Until next time, take it easy.